Welcome to the demo of our interactive agroforestry cost-benefit tool, or as we call it, INTACT. Whether you are a farmer, an advisor, or just starting an agroforestry project, this tool is designed to help you. With INTACT, you can easily estimate the costs and benefits to the trees and shrubs in your agroforestry project. In just a few clicks, you gain valuable insights that will guide you in making informed decisions. Let's dive in and see how this tool can support you. And by doing so, I start by showing the construction of the tool. In this visual, you can see that INTACT is composed of different modules. The starting point, where information on the plot and on hourly wages is filled out, a module regarding costs, a module regarding benefits, and in the end, information from all these modules will flow into a cost-benefit analysis. This is the first step. Here you fill out information in the selection fields. So for instance, I have a plot of 2 hectares. Here I fill out information about the trees and the tree rows. And here on the right-hand side, I fill out information about hourly wages. If something is unclear to you, we have different buttons where you can click, and question marks that give you more information about the step or about the green blocks. If you have filled out all fields, you click on Next, or you can use the bar above. This is the cost module. So here I selected a few tree species, like apple, cherry, nashi, pear, and pear, but you can select here more tree species if you wish. In this step, you select a tree species above, and then you define the type, the size, the growing method, and the number of trees, and then a price will be calculated based on these parameters, and then the total sum of the trees will be shown here. And if you click on Calculate, there will be an overview of the trees. So you have 2 hectares, you have 400 trees. This is the total cost of purchasing new trees and the number of trees per hectare. So this is the tree density is 200. And then you click on Next, or again, in the bar, you can also click. Step 2 is regarding planting. So if you want to plant the trees, it could be necessary to do some site preparations. Here, there are some options. So commonly used practices before trees are being planted. There's question marks for more information. And if you want to select a certain, or if you plan to do a certain site preparation, you click on Yes, and then it appears in the table below. If you click on No, no costs will be taken into account. And for every step, it's possible to click on Yes if you want to perform the work yourself. So if you're a farmer, you want to do the work yourself, you click on Yes. But if you do not have the time and you hire a contractor, then you have to click on No, because then the hourly wage of the contractor is being used. So then you can compare the cost between own labor and external labor. In this step, the planting methods can be selected. So there's different ways of planting trees, and you can compare the prices between them. And again, you can select if you want to do the labor yourself or if you want a contractor to do the job. Again, you can click on Next. The next cost is mulching. So you can select between green compost or wood chips, and if you want to do the job yourself. If there's a blue cell, you can change the number. So if you prefer to not put mulch for apple trees, but for the other trees you want mulch, then you can enter a 0 here. But for now, I will keep it 100. Also, you can select a different price. So this is the price for the wood chips per cubic meters. And then you can click on Recalculate wood chip costs. And if you are happy, then you click on Next. The tree size is also shown here because that depends on what number of poles is recommended. So for this tree size, a minimum of 2 tree poles is recommended to support the tree. But if you prefer only 1 tree pole, you can adjust the number here, and then it will also be automatically changed in the table below. The next step is to select tree protection. So trees can be protected individually. So if there's a certain animal present on the field, like cattle, horses, goats, you select the animal, and then it gives you a recommendation of tree protection against that animal. And if you're not sure what this is, we have a visual catalog, and that they all describe the types that are in this drop-down list. Now I click them. You can click on Next. And there's also a way of protecting your trees collectively. So by putting electric fence around the tree rows. or with parallel barbed wires or other kinds of fences, so you can select them here. And for instance, I use the tree group method. It's this type of fence, and there's also a picture here. And then you have to give the dimensions of the tree row, the same as you entered in the first step, or you can alter it if you wish. And again, if you want to do the work yourself or not. And then it also calculates the costs, and you click on Next. For management, it's possible to perform certain activities. For instance, we chose to apply wood chips. So here it says, okay, you want to apply wood chips on year 0, so the year of planting, but I also would like to add mulch every 4 years. And with these boxes, you can decide on the frequency of applying mulch. So on year 0, on year 4, on year 8, on year 12, and so on. And that can be done for every activity in the green boxes. For pruning, there is something special. So if you click on yes, you see the frequency as well, but you can also select certain materials like pruning shears. And if you click on it, it's added in the, well, in a basket, let's say. And it can be, the frequency is already filled out as a recommendation, but you are free to select and deselect the checkboxes. If you have chosen nut species like walnut trees or hazelnut trees, it's possible to calculate harvest costs with our Mimosa tool. And then you can click on this button and then find a machinery, and then you go back. But for this example, I will not show it. This is the other way of harvesting, of like calculating harvest related costs. This is cost like by picking the fruit by hand. And then you can click on Next. And now all information from the costs module is processed into one big overview. So we see here on the left-hand side, the investment costs. These are the costs made on year 0, a year of planting. And on the right-hand side, these are the operational costs. So depending on the frequency that you chose for the activities, there's these costs. And going below, I also have some graphs that show the output above. It shows it visually. Okay, I clicked on Next. So I can also go back to my scenario. If I click on back, if I, for instance, want to do some changes, then I go back to my overview, which is now the case. So this is the total overview. And sometimes it takes some loading, but that's what it is. And if I want to go to next, like I go to the benefits module. This is the benefits module. At the moment, only the nuts and fruits module is ready. The wood module is not ready, and costs yields are not taken into account. So I only focus on this area above. Here you can change the price per kilogram, so how much you ask for your pears. Let's say you can have 3 euros per kilogram, then you can change it here. And the same for apples, you can change that here, and then it's automatically updated. And then you can go to the final step. This is the cost-benefit analysis. It's shown in the table above, and there's also a graph below. And here you can click on switch between plot level and per hectare. So we chose a plot of 2 hectares, but if I click on this, it will be per hectares as it shows here. If you would like to generate a report, you can click on this button. It summarizes all options you clicked and the results. It also shows you all assumptions made, so this is important to read, and the disclaimer. So please read that carefully. If you have questions about interpreting the output, you can also click on the question mark button, or if you have more questions regarding the tool or background information, you can click on the manual, which is opened in a new window. All right, this is Intact. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you will like the tool.